Imagine being transported back to ancient Rome, standing in the grand halls of the emperor's palace. Amidst marble columns and ornate frescoes, Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher king, sits in quiet contemplation. His work, Meditations, offers timeless wisdom on navigating life's challenges with grace and integrity. In today's fast-paced world, where external pressures and internal turmoil often overwhelm us, the lessons from Meditations are more relevant than ever. Marcus Aurelius guides us on a journey of self-mastery, teaching us to control our minds, embrace mortality, practice virtue and integrity, understand our interconnectedness, and fully engage with the present moment. Join me as we explore 5 essential lessons from Marcus Aurelius' Meditations. These lessons offer practical guidance and inspire us to rise above daily struggles, cultivating a life of purpose, empathy, and inner peace. This book is one of the greatest books which everyone must have to read strictly. If you want to buy this book, then I have given the link of the book in my description and in the comments section. If you want to be successful in your life and wants to move ahead from those 99% of the people in this fast-paced and selfish world, then you must have to buy and read this book. I am explaining you the 5 most important and valuable lessons from Marcus Aurelius' Meditations. Make sure that you like this video and subscribe to my channel to appreciate my hard work. So let's begin our journey. 1. Control your mind, not the world. Imagine yourself in a bustling marketplace in ancient Rome. The sun is high, casting a warm glow over the cobblestones, and the air is filled with a symphony of sounds. Merchants are passionately advertising their goods, each trying to outshout the other. The aroma of freshly baked bread mingles with the scent of spices, creating an intoxicating blend. Children dart through the crowd, laughing and playing, while citizens of all kinds haggle over prices, adding to the cacophony. As you navigate through this lively chaos, your attention is on a basket of ripe figs you've just purchased. Suddenly, without warning, someone bumps into you, and your basket tumbles to the ground, scattering figs everywhere. A rush of frustration and anger surges within you. You can feel your heart rate quicken and your face flush with irritation. Now, pause and imagine Marcus Aurelius in your place. He, too, is in the same marketplace, feeling the same initial stirrings of anger. But Marcus has trained his mind in the Stoic philosophy. He knows he cannot control the actions of others, the jostling crowd, the careless bump, but he can control his response to these events. Marcus takes a deep breath, feeling the air fill his lungs and then slowly releasing it. He reminds himself that the external chaos is beyond his control, but his inner peace is entirely his own to maintain. The spilled figs are a minor inconvenience in the grand scheme of life. He bends down, calmly picks up the figs that are still good, and places them back in the basket. The damaged ones he sets aside without a second thought. He continues his day, undisturbed by the incident. To Marcus, the marketplace represents life with all its unpredictability and chaos. His reaction is a choice, a deliberate act of maintaining tranquility amidst the storm. By focusing on his inner state, Marcus demonstrates that true power lies not in trying to control the uncontrollable but in mastering oneself. He turns what could have been a moment of anger and frustration into an exercise in patience and serenity. This lesson from Marcus Aurelius teaches us that while we cannot dictate the actions of others or the randomness of events around us, we have the profound ability to choose our reactions. Imagine applying this in your life. Next time you are stuck in traffic and someone cuts you off, instead of honking and shouting, you take a deep breath and choose to remain calm. When a colleague at work unfairly criticizes you, rather than reacting with anger, you acknowledge their perspective without letting it disturb your peace. By mastering our responses, we become like Marcus in the marketplace. Calm, composed, and in control of our inner world, no matter the external chaos. This practice not only preserves our tranquility, but also sets a powerful example for others, creating a ripple effect of calm in a chaotic world. 2. Embrace mortality. Imagine a serene beach at dusk, The sky is a breathtaking canvas of orange, pink, and purple as the sun begins its descent. The gentle sound of waves lapping against the shore creates a soothing rhythm, and the cool breeze carries the scent of salt water. You're there, kneeling in the soft, damp sand, meticulously building a sandcastle. Each tower you shape and wall you construct is a labor of love. Your fingers dig into the sand, molding it into intricate forms, and you decorate the castle with shells and pebbles. As you work, you're acutely aware that the tide will soon rise, inevitably washing away your creation. But instead of despairing over the castle's impending demise, you savor each moment of the building process. You appreciate the feel of the sand between your fingers, the sound of the waves, and the colors of the sunset. The joy lies in the act of creation, in the here and now. Marcus Aurelius often contemplated the inevitability of death, not to induce fear, but to enrich his appreciation of life. For Marcus, meditating on mortality wasn't a morbid exercise. It was a profound reminder to live fully and meaningfully. He understood that life, like the sandcastle, is transient. The awareness of death's certainty gives our fleeting moments a poignant beauty. Consider this: if you knew you had forever to build sandcastles, each one might lose its significance. It's the very fact that the tide will come in, that the moments are limited, which makes each moment precious. By acknowledging that our lives are finite, Marcus Aurelius teaches us to cherish our time, to be present in our activities, and to live with intention and purpose. Picture yourself living with this awareness. You're at a family gathering, laughter and conversations fill the room. Instead of being distracted by your phone or preoccupied with tomorrow's worries, you immerse yourself in the moment. You listen attentively to your loved ones, enjoy the taste of your favorite dish, and feel gratitude for the time spent together. Knowing that such moments are not infinite, you savor them more deeply. Embracing mortality also means recognizing the value of each day. Marcus Aurelius, despite being an emperor with immense responsibilities, often reflected on how to live virtuously and fully. He would remind himself that today might be his last and thus strove to act with kindness, wisdom, and integrity. This perspective can inspire us to focus on what truly matters: relationships, personal growth, and meaningful work. Imagine applying this mindset in your daily life. Instead of postponing your dreams and goals, you take steps toward them today. You tell your friends and family how much they mean to you, not waiting for a perfect moment. You find joy in simple pleasures, like a morning walk or a heartfelt conversation. By embracing our mortality, we are reminded that life is a series of precious moments, each one worthy of our full attention and appreciation. Just as the beauty of the sandcastle lies in its ephemeral nature, the beauty of life is in its fleeting moments. Marcus Aurelius' reflections encourage us to live with urgency and presence, finding joy and purpose in our transient existence. This awareness transforms our perspective, making us more grateful, mindful, and connected to the essence of life itself. 3. Practice virtue and integrity. Imagine you've stumbled upon a magical cloak that renders you completely invisible when you wear it. With this cloak, the possibilities seem endless. You could sneak into any place, take anything you desire without anyone knowing, and listen in on private conversations without ever being detected. The cloak offers you absolute freedom to act without consequence or judgment. Now, consider what Marcus Aurelius might do with such a cloak. Despite the incredible power and temptation it offers, Marcus, guided by his Stoic principles, would use the cloak not for selfish gain but to practice virtue and integrity. Imagine Marcus in ancient Rome, donning this invisible cloak. He walks through the grand halls of the palace, hearing the confidential discussions of his advisors. Instead of using this information for personal advantage, he listens carefully, gaining insight to make fairer and wiser decisions for the benefit of his people. He strolls through the bustling marketplace, not to take without paying, but to leave coins where they're needed, helping struggling merchants and beggars anonymously. Marcus, an emperor with immense power, constantly reminded himself to act with justice, courage, and temperance. The cloak represents the ultimate test of character, what one does when no one is watching and there are no immediate consequences. Picture yourself with the cloak. You're in a position to eavesdrop on your boss's private meeting where future promotions are discussed. Instead of exploiting this knowledge, you choose not to listen, maintaining the trust and integrity of your position. You use the cloak to leave small gifts for your coworkers who are going through tough times, providing support without expecting gratitude or recognition. The lesson here is profound. True integrity means doing the right thing simply because it is right, not because of external validation or fear of punishment. Marcus Aurelius would argue that virtue is its own reward, providing inner peace and self-respect. Consider a scenario where you find a wallet on the street while wearing the cloak. No one sees you and you could easily take the money and leave the wallet. But inspired by Marcus' philosophy, you choose to return the wallet intact, understanding that your actions define your character more than any external judgment. Marcus Aurelius often faced decisions where his immense power could have led to self-serving choices. Yet, he consistently chose to act with integrity, understanding that true leadership and personal contentment come from serving others with honesty and kindness. His reflections in Meditations remind us that the ultimate measure of character is how we behave when we have the freedom to act otherwise. Imagine the impact if everyone lived by this principle. Communities would be built on trust, workplaces would thrive on mutual respect, and personal relationships would deepen with genuine care and honesty. The invisible cloak becomes a metaphor for the unseen moments in our lives when we must choose between right and wrong without an audience. By practicing virtue and integrity, we align our actions with our deepest values, creating a life of authenticity and honor. This approach not only earns the respect of others, but also fosters self-respect and inner harmony. Marcus Aurelius' teachings guide us to act rightly because it is inherently fulfilling, leading to a more just and compassionate world. 4. Understand the unity of all things. Imagine life as a vast and intricate tapestry, each thread of vibrant color contributing to a beautiful and complex pattern. Each thread represents a person, event, or element in the universe, all interwoven to create the whole picture. If you pull on one thread, the entire design shifts, demonstrating the interconnectedness of all things. Marcus Aurelius believed deeply in this concept of interconnectedness. He saw the universe as a single living organism where everything and everyone is interconnected, each action creating ripples that affect the whole. This view encourages us to see beyond our individual existence and recognize the impact of our actions on the larger community. Picture yourself in a small town. One morning, you see your elderly neighbor struggling with her groceries. You decide to help her carry the bags into her house. This seemingly small act of kindness brightens her day. She feels valued and cared for, which in turn lifts her spirits. Inspired by your kindness, she decides to bake cookies for the new family that just moved in, welcoming them warmly into the community. The family, touched by this gesture, decides to donate clothes and toys to a local shelter. Your one act of helping with groceries has set off a chain reaction of positive actions, each spreading kindness and compassion further. This is the essence of the interconnectedness Marcus Aurelius spoke about. Every action we take, no matter how small, has the potential to influence the larger tapestry of life. Marcus Aurelius himself, as an emperor, understood that his decisions would ripple through the entire Roman Empire. He saw himself not as a solitary ruler, but as a part of the larger whole, responsible for the well-being of his people. His actions were guided by a sense of duty and empathy, aiming to create harmony and justice within his realm. Now, think about a time when you've experienced a small gesture that made a significant impact on your life. Perhaps a stranger held the door open for you on a difficult day, or a friend unexpectedly called to check on you when you were feeling down. These moments remind us that we are all connected, and our actions, however minor they may seem, contribute to the fabric of our shared existence. By recognizing our interconnectedness, we are encouraged to act with empathy and understanding. Imagine you are in a busy cafe, and you notice the barista looks tired and stressed. Instead of being impatient or indifferent, you offer a genuine smile and a kind word. This small moment of recognition and kindness can make a big difference in her day, influencing how she interacts with the next customer and so on. Marcus Aurelius' teachings remind us that we are not isolated individuals but integral parts of a larger, harmonious universe. When we see ourselves as connected to others, we naturally cultivate a sense of community and compassion. We begin to understand that our well-being is tied to the well-being of those around us. Imagine if everyone embraced this perspective. The world would be a place where acts of kindness and compassion are the norm, creating a ripple effect that fosters a supportive and empathetic global community. Each person would act with the awareness that their actions matter, contributing to a world where understanding and unity prevail. By seeing life as a tapestry and understanding the unity of all things, we are inspired to act thoughtfully and compassionately. Marcus Aurelius' philosophy teaches us that our lives are intertwined, and through our actions, we have the power to shape the world around us, creating a beautiful and harmonious pattern in the grand design of life. 5. Focus on the present moment. Imagine standing at the edge of a high cliff, overlooking a stunning vista as the sun begins to set. The sky is ablaze with a kaleidoscope of colors: deep oranges, fiery reds, soft pinks, and purples that blend into the twilight. Below, the ocean stretches out endlessly, reflecting the golden light in a shimmering dance. The waves crash rhythmically against the rocks, their sound a soothing background melody. A cool breeze brushes against your skin, carrying the salty scent of the sea. You're standing there, but your mind is elsewhere. Perhaps you're thinking about a mistake you made at work earlier in the week, replaying the scenario and imagining different outcomes. Or maybe you're anxious about an upcoming event, worrying about all the things that could go wrong. These thoughts swirl in your mind, pulling you away from the beauty right in front of you. Marcus Aurelius, in his wisdom, would advise you to let go of these distracting thoughts and immerse yourself fully in the present moment. He believed that peace and fulfillment come from engaging with the here and now, rather than being lost in regrets of the past or fears of the future. Imagine taking a deep breath, feeling the air fill your lungs, and then slowly exhaling, releasing the tension within you. You decide to focus on what is around you: the colors of the sky, the sound of the waves, the feel of the breeze. You allow yourself to be present, to truly see and experience the sunset unfolding before you. As you stand there, fully engaged in the moment, you begin to notice details you previously overlooked. The way the sunlight dances on the water, creating sparkles that resemble diamonds. The gentle sway of the grass at the edge of the cliff. The subtle shifts in the sky's colors as the sun sinks lower. You hear the distant calls of seabirds returning to their nests and the rhythmic pulse of the ocean's waves. In this state of presence, you find a profound sense of peace. The worries and regrets that clouded your mind fade away, replaced by a deep appreciation for the beauty of the moment. You realize that this experience, simple as it may be, is rich and fulfilling in itself. Marcus Aurelius teaches us that life is a series of present moments, each one unique and fleeting. By focusing on the now, we can fully appreciate the richness of each experience. Whether it's a breathtaking sunset, a conversation with a friend, or a quiet moment of reflection, being present allows us to savor life's beauty and depth. Consider a typical day in your life. You might be at work, thinking about an upcoming deadline while sipping your morning coffee. Instead of letting your mind race ahead, you take a moment to truly enjoy the taste of the coffee, the warmth of the mug in your hands, and the quiet of the early morning. You become present, appreciating the small pleasure of that moment. Or imagine spending time with a loved one. Instead of being distracted by your phone or thoughts about other tasks, you focus entirely on them. You listen intently to their words, observe their expressions, and feel a deeper connection. This presence enriches your relationships, making each interaction more meaningful. Marcus Aurelius' advice to focus on the present moment is not just about experiencing beauty, but also about finding inner peace and fulfillment. By letting go of the past and not worrying about the future, we free ourselves to live fully in the now. This presence brings clarity, reduces stress, and enhances our appreciation for life. So, the next time you find yourself overlooking a sunset, listening to the waves, or simply enjoying a quiet moment, remember Marcus Aurelius' wisdom. Let go of distractions and immerse yourself in the present. In doing so, you'll discover a profound peace and a richer, more fulfilling experience of life. As we conclude our exploration of the 5 important lessons from Marcus Aurelius' Meditations, let us remember that the wisdom of this ancient text holds the key to leading more fulfilling and meaningful lives in today's world. By mastering our minds, embracing our mortality, practicing virtue, understanding our interconnectedness, and living in the present moment, we can rise above our daily struggles and become better versions of ourselves. For more insights, discussions, and practical tips inspired by Marcus Aurelius' teachings, subscribe to our YouTube channel today. Join a community of seekers and learners dedicated to personal growth and self-discovery. Together, let's embark on a journey of transformation, finding wisdom and peace along the way. Don't miss out on this opportunity to enrich your life and unlock your full potential with Marcus Aurelius' timeless wisdom. Subscribe now and let the journey begin.